We will now move to next presentation, which talks about monitoring and evaluation. The objective of this presentation is to understand the test requisition form, barcoding process, understand the viral load lab report form, understand the viral load lab register format at ARTCs, TINGO sites, and LAC plus sites, and the turnaround time. So this is the mechanism for DBS delivery and result reporting at ARTC. At ARTC, the white card entry and IMS updation will happen, and the sample along with that is DBS card, test requisition form, sample transportation log, these all to be transported or couriered to viral load laboratory. This has to be reached to viral load lab within 6 days of sample collection. At viral load lab, after test are being performed, the reports have been sent back to ARTCs within 7 days after receiving the sample. This is how this mechanism will happen from sample collection till the receipt of the report at ARTC, and the end-to-end turnaround time is 14 days. While what will the mechanism which we are going to use for DBS delivery and result reporting at LAC plus sites and TINGO sites? The sample collection happens at TINGO sites and LAC plus sites, while all the sample, that means DBS cards, test requisition forms, sample transportation log has been couriered or posted through Indian Postal Services to viral load laboratory, again within 6 days from sample collection date. Apart from these samples which have been sent to viral load laboratory, TINGOs and LAC plus site need to send the TRF forms and PLHIV list to the ARTCs to which they have been linked. Sample has been tested at viral load laboratory, and the results are being sent to ARTC within 7 days after receiving the samples at viral load laboratories. At ARTC, after receiving the reports from real testing laboratory, these reports has been sent to, I think I will go start this slide again.
Yeah. One thing
missed that first part missed. Actually, start with this part. I got it.
Yeah. Just re-record that.
Re-record this part.
Jayesh, continue.
Take it. In this particular slide, we will see the mechanism of DBS delivery and result reporting at LAC plus and TINGO sites. The ARTC will send the eligible list of PLHIV which are due for viral load testing along with pre-printed barcode stickers to TINGOs and LAC plus sites. After receiving this thing and scheduling the sample collection at TINGO and LAC plus sites, the samples were collected. All the collected samples along with TRF sample transportation log has to be sent to real testing laboratory within 6 days after sample collection. At the same time, the report, the TRF forms and PLHIV list also has to be sent back to ARTC center from where they received the list of this eligible PLHIV. The VL lab will test the samples and generate the reports which will be transmitted back to ARTC centers within 7 days after receiving the sample at real testing laboratories. Here at ARTC center, after receiving the reports, they will send this report back to TINGO and LAC plus sites within 24 hours after receiving these reports from VL lab. Along with this, ARTC also need to update the white card and IMS updation at ART sites. This is the test requisition form which we are going to use in this particular activity. This first part talks about the entries to be made by collection sites, that means ARTC centers or LAC plus sites or TINGO sites. This is the space for ARTC code, and this is the 5-digit patient ART number to be entered here. Then this particular 2 blocks are for real test numbers, number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on. And this last block is specifically for reason, for what purpose this patient has been advised to undergo the viral load testing. And the abbreviations for these reasons has been given below. Here, these are the codes. Like G is used for routine testing, R is used for repeat testing, and A is used for those patients who has been showing real in first real count more than 1,000 and provided step-up adherence counseling. After step-up adherence counseling, when the sample is collected, then A abbreviation has to be put here in reasons. The name of the patient, age of the patient, then gender, whether male, female, or transgender, and HIV status. Here we are sending sample only for HIV-1 and HIV-1+2. We are not collecting and sending sample for HIV-2 positive patients. Then the population type, whether it's from general population or HRG or KP, or the pregnant or breastfeeding woman, and whether the patient is on second and third line, ART. This second part is to be filled by the viral load. This is about the viral load sample details. If repeat testing advice because of sample rejection or invalid reason, the appropriate column need to be ticked by viral ticked for before sending the sample. And if there is any other reason beyond these two, this has to be specified here. Here there are type of plasma, type of sample columns are there. In our activity, we are collecting dry blood spot, so we have to tick the DBS part. Then you need to put the date of sample collection here in DD, MM, YY format, and the time in HH, MM format. This time and date of sample dispatch to be put at the time of sample dispatch, at the time of packaging of the DBS cards, while before sending through courier to viral load laboratory, not at the time of sample collection. So this particular part to be filled at the time of sample packaging and dispatching. Here authorized clinician's name and signature will appear. This is how we have to fill the TRF, that is test requisition form. Then how to use the barcodes on DBS card and TRF. This is the place where we have to stick the barcode on TRF, and this is the place where we have to stick the sample ID, which we have to fill it from the barcodes or strips provided to you along with the consumables. Then this part is about the report form. The first part we'll see what are there. In the first part, upper half talks about the details of viral load testing laboratory, like name of the medical college, department, place, and pin code. Then report of VL test report, viral load assay, ART center code, 5-digit patient ART number, test number, and reason. This part, the ART, viral load laboratory will take it from TRF, which they receive from collection sites. Then they will enter here the date of sample collection at ART, time of sample collection ART. Again, it is taken from the TRF form. Then the date of release of the report, this will filled by the viral load laboratory, and the time of release of the report is also filled by the viral load laboratory from their records. Then sample number, name of the patient, age, then gender, then sample received in proper condition, yes or no. If it is yes, nothing will be, no need to write anything else. But if no, then repeat sample is requested. Then if the sample is rejected, laboratory need to mention what is the reason for sample rejection. There are various reasons has been mentioned here. Appropriate reason has to be ticked by the viral laboratory, like whether sample is hemolyzed, whether it's clotted, insufficient sample, contaminated sample, or lipemic, or scratch samples, or whether it is not completely dry. If the humidity indicator card shows humidity, that means pink color appeared on humidity indicator card, such sample also has been rejected. And poorly labeled samples. All these are the rejection criteria because of which sample may not get processed, and the laboratory may request the ART collection center to recollect the sample, mentioning the reasons why it is rejected. And the type of specimen here in our case is a DBS sample. This part 2 talks about the actual result of the viral load lab, HIV-1 viral load tests. Results appear in these 4 formats actually. If there is no target detected, the TND will get ticked. This is in the case of plasma, because lower limit of detection in case of plasma is 150 copies per ml. In DBS, it is less than 839 copies per ml. And if the test gives actual values, then actual copies per ml is mentioned here. Again, if the sample is having very high copies, which is beyond the range of quantification of the machine, then it will give result in more than 1 million copies per ml, 10 million copies per ml. Then invalid result. If because of any reason, if the test machine gives the invalid report, it will pick here as a invalid results. The interpretation is done of HIV viral load result of more than or equal to 1000 copies per ml indicates virological failure or inadequate adherence to the therapy. In such case, the ART center need to follow the NACO guideline for further steps and further follow-up. Here, the technical officer, lab technician who perform the test, his or her name and signature appear here, while the laboratory in charge name and signature will appear in this part. These are the various remarks has been mentioned in the result form to understand the report in a proper manner at ARTC or LAC and TI sites level. This is the copy of viral load lab register to be maintained at ART centers. There are various columns which ART or collection site need to maintain, like patient name, age, gender, population type, unique ART number, ID of the patient, that's patient ART number, then VL test number, then reasons for testing, whether it is routine testing, repeat testing after adherence counseling, or targeted is not there because it is earlier it was there, now it is only routine testing or repeat testing. Then date and time of sample collection, date of VL test results. VL test results is entered here. If the sample is rejected, R will appear here. Date of next viral load test to be assigned by the SMO or MO in this particular cell. Then CD4 lab number, if sample is also collected for CD4. Then current CD4 count, whether to continue CD4 tests or no. As you all are aware, if the patient is having CD4 count more than 350 cells per cubic milliliter of blood, and patient is stable on ART showing viral suppression in number of copies less than 1000 copies per ml, in those cases, medical officer or SMO can take the decision to discontinue the CD4 count, CD4 testing. In such case, it has to be mentioned here, and remarks and signature. Here, in special mention that as we are collecting the sample DBS type, so you have to mention the sample type is DBS here, and also the name, date of the dispatch of the sample to where laboratory to be entered in this particular column. This is the register to be maintained at TI NGO sites. Again, there are very few columns, just details of the sample collection like patient name, age, gender, population type, ART number, date of collection, date of dispatch to the viral load laboratory, date of test result received. As TI NGOs may not get the result directly from viral load laboratory, but they are getting the result from their linked ART center. So whenever they receive the result from ART center, that date has to be entered here. Then VL test results, if there is absolute value, then you have to write in terms of copies per ml. If rejected, you have to write R. And if there is any other reason, invalid, it has to be mentioned here. And if the sample is rejected, then you have to write the reason for what it has been rejected by the laboratory for further processing. And if the result is more than 1000 copies per ml, that means patient is not suppressed. In such case, it has to be referred to ARTC. You have to mention here whether that patient who has been referred to ARTC for further follow-up has been reached to ART center, yes or no. And if there is any other remark, it has to be right here in the last column. Then this is the monthly reporting format which is to maintain at ART center and sent to respective SACs and NACO, like name of the ART center code, name of the ART medical officer. This report consists of which month, that month has to be mentioned here, and financial year. Then in this particular part, you have to mention the details like total sample dispatch for viral load testing from that ART center, then total number of valid results received at the ART center from viral load laboratory. Then out of those received results, how many are target not detected, how many are less than 1000 copies per ml, and how many are more than 1000 copies per ml. Then date of this reporting, name of the artist, LT, who prepared it, signature of medical officer, and signature of LT. This is how you have to prepare this monthly reporting format every month to be dispatched or to be sent to SACS and NACO before the 5th of next month. And this is a transportation log which every collection center has to send along with the sample to either to ART center or to viral load testing laboratory. This what need to fill: name of the PLHIV, sample ID, then ART number, date of collection at the last column, and this to be filled in duplicate in LSE plus ART plus centers as well as TINGO sites. Of this, one copy will go to viral load laboratory while another copy will go to ART center. This viral load copy accompany the DBS card also. Then this is the postage cost log to be maintained at every collection center wherever they are posting the sample or couriering the sample to viral load testing laboratories. What they need to fill: the dispatch number of the courier or the speed post, date of the postage, number of sample posted in that one consignment, then the total number, total amount required in Indian rupees, name and signature of the person who had done the posting, and the receipt which they received from courier agency or Indian Post has to be retained and submitted for reimbursement. As in the first 2-3 mechanism of sample transportation, we had seen the end-to-end turnaround time from time of sample collection till the delivery of report at either ARTC, TINGO sites or LSE plus site is only 14 days. So whole cycle need to be get completed from sample collection till receive the report in 14 days. And the IMS entry, how to do the IMS entry and how to maintain and update the IMS is all been discussed in separate presentation, which will be taken by Share India. Thank you.